Nothing. And who is he for offering me the money?
Right.
Who is he?
It was said that it was 55.
Yeah, but who is he to offer me?
As of the first conversation, Crawford is done with Madrimov, and Turkey is still trying to get a fight with Canelo.
And then we'll see, right? At the end of the day, like I said before, I'm not asking for that fight. They want to make that fight because it's a payday, obviously.
But you already know that Canelo is asking for a day off to retire, and Turkey didn't like this price and criticized Canelo for it.
I'm the one. So, but one promoter who I work to, they come and say, I offer to you 150 to 200 million. I fight tomorrow.
Canelo,
That's the only.
And then Canelo said some mean things to Turkey. He seems to feel bad about it now.
If it was you, he would already fight Benavidez. Mike Tyson said you need to fight him. Is there any pressure
I
in
don't need
terms
to
of
fight
people?
anybody. I don't need to prove anybody anything.
This fight between Canelo and Turkey has become one of the most talked about topics in sports, especially since Canelo apologized for his behavior in public. Turki Alalshikh, who had been pushing for a fight between Canelo and Terence Crawford, suddenly dropped out, which raised suspicions that there were bigger problems going on behind the scenes. The situation escalated quickly, leading to a series of public comments and finally a live confrontation. Made this public. The fight between Terence Crawford and Israel Madrimov caused a fight. Turki Alalshikh, because the head of the Saudi General Entertainment Authority put a lot of money into promoting the fight. Crawford put on an amazing show in the fight, which made him even more famous as one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world.
The shot. Nice uppercut there. Asking for.
He's going to finish strong, Crawford. Good work.
Following the match, Alalshikh expressed his disappointment in not securing a fight with Canelo, stating, "I respect Canelo, but we need fighters who are ready to take on the best." Tonight, Crawford proved that he is ready to fight anyone. Canelo should be excited about this offer.
And then, so never is enough for you guys. But I don't need to prove anything to anybody anymore. I've been done.
Alalshikh's comments took Canelo Alvarez off guard when he was asked about the situation at a press conference. Alvarez had been getting ready for his next fight. Canelo answered dismissively, "Crawford needs to fight Teofimo, and then we'll see."
I don't want that fight. I think Teofimo deserves more than me.
He's the king at 140 right now.
At the end of the day, like I said before, I'm not asking for that fight. They want to make that fight because it's a payday, obviously, but I don't want that fight. I think Teofimo deserves that fight more than me.
My career.
Do you respect their opinions, like Mike Tyson saying it? Do you respect his opinion, or how do you feel about like Mike Tyson's
I respect his opinion if he is sober.
Real heat unfolded when Canelo was pushed about Alalshikh's recent remarks, visibly irritated. Canelo lashed out, saying, "My response to Turkey is this. Yesterday they texted me and said we can talk about the fight in February with Crawford. They texted me yesterday, and I said, look, I'm not going to talk about any other fight. I'm focused 100% on this fight.
I'm not gonna talk about any other fight. I'm focused 100% on this fight. Look, I don't like the way he talks, and I'm not in this position because of...
Look, I don't like the way he talks, and I'm not in this position because of anyone else. I'm in this situation if he wants to work with me. It's in my way, not theirs. I don't need it. It's not the way to approach me. Look, I respect everybody, and I value Turkey, but if he wants to work with me, it needs to be my way." Canelo's comments quickly went viral, leading to a huge backlash from fans and figures within the boxing community.
They text me and say, we can talk about the fight in February with Crawford. Yeah, they text me, yes.
Viewed his statements as disrespectful towards Alalshikh, who has played a major role in bringing high-profile fights to Saudi Arabia. Social media platforms were flooded with reactions, some supporting Canelo's stance on keeping control over his career while others criticized his perceived arrogance.
Because of I'm in this position. If he wants to work with me, it's in my way, not in their way. I don't need it.
Turki Alalshikh did not stay silent. In a series of tweets, he addressed the situation, expressing his disappointment in Canelo's comments. "Respect in this sport is essential." Alalshikh tweeted, "I have always respected Canelo for his skills and contributions to boxing, but his recent comments are unfortunate. We aim to bring the best fights to the fans, and that takes cooperation and respect from all parties ties involved. Alalshikh's response was measured but firm, stressing the value of respect and collaboration in the sport.
It's not the way to approach. It's not the way to approach to me. Look, I respect everybody and I respect Turkey.
Realizing the gravity of the situation and the widespread backlash, Canelo Alvarez decided to issue a public apology in a live social media video. Canelo addressed his comments and showed regret for his outburst.
But look, if he wants to work with me, it need to be in my way.
I want to apologize to Turki Alalshikh for my comments. Canelo said, "In the video I spoke and said, a lot Turkey has done a lot for boxing, and I accept that I didn't mean any disrespect. We all want what's best for the sport, and sometimes our emotions can get the best of us."
To be in my way.
You said you feel Crawford is easy. You felt that Crawford to you is easy money, or why? What did you see there, Canelo?
Look, I don't want to talk. Crawford is a great fighter, and I don't want to talk about that. He's a great fighter, and I have nothing to do with Crawford.
The apology was brief but sincere, and it marked a major step toward mending the strained relationship between the two powerful figures in boxing. With Canelo's apology now public, the focus shifts to the potential reconciliation and the future of high-profile fights involving both Canelo and Crawford.
From 147 to 168, and the win become undisputed.
Turki Alalshikh's influence in the sport cannot be understood, and his ability to bring major events to Saudi Arabia has elevated the region's status in the boxing world despite the public's belief that both Canelo and Alalshikh share a common goal of promoting boxing and delivering the best fights to fans.
Heard Turki Alalshikh say that he sent you an offer, possibly to face Crawford for coming up here. Is that true, or what happened with that?
No, I don't have any offer. And look, I'm 100% focused on this fight, and then we'll see.
The resolution of this conflict could pave the way for future collaborations and possibly the long-awaited Canelo versus Crawford bout.
Canelo dijo Turkey. Turkey said he's no longer. You're no longer in the running of working with him for the Crawford fight.
I don't really care about it. Look, I'm focused 100% on my fight, and I don't really care about it.
Alalshikh's vision for boxing includes leveraging his resources and influence to bring the sport's biggest events to new audiences. His efforts have already seen success with things like the Anthony Joshua vs. Andy Ruiz Jr. rematch, and the potential for more blockbuster fights remains high after the explanation. His ology, His Excellency. Turki Alalshikh responded to Canelo's words on Tuesday about disliking how he talks about him. The specifics of how much money Canelo wanted for a fight against Crawford aren't clear, but rumors suggest his asking price was around $150 million.
For that amount he say, that amount I can make with anybody. So that's nothing.
To many, this figure seems reasonable when compared to the $240 million Floyd Mayweather Jr. made fighting Manny Pacquiao. If Crawford is a great commercial draw for Canelo, the fight should create enough revenue to cover both fighters' purses. However, judging by Turkey's comment on X, he doesn't seem to agree. "I knew he was wasting our time and making excuses with big amounts of money that can't be paid." Tyson Fury allegedly received around $100 million to fight Alexander Usyk last May. Despite this, Fury isn't nearly as popular as Canelo in the US. American fans don't have a high opinion of the 35-year-old Fury because he's often seen as an out-of-shape fighter past his prime. If Fury can command such a high paycheck, it's understandable why Canelo would want something similar, if not more, for fighting Crawford in the US. Fury's appeal pales in comparison to Canelo. Alalshikh even questioned Canelo's pick of opponents, saying, "I heard what Canelo said, that he respects me but doesn't like the way we do business. As for the way I do business, I know why he doesn't like it. I only target big fights at fair prices, so anyone who wants easy fights won't like that." Canelo had commented that he didn't appreciate his name being used as a promotional tool to boost Crawford's Riyadh season fight against Israel Madrimov last Saturday night at the __ stadium in Los Angeles. Additionally, Canelo wasn't pleased with Turkey's comments about his UFC-sponsored event on September 14 clashing with his own event the same night against Edgar Berlanga at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. It was meant to be a friendly competition. Alalshikh further criticized Canelo by saying that after losing to Bivol, he's been looking for easier fights ever since. Also, I'm not the one who's afraid of fighting Benavidez or Crawford. It seems a bit of an exaggeration for Turkey to say that Canelo is afraid of fighting Crawford. Based on his performance last weekend against Madrimov, it's clear that the Mexican star has no fear of taking on such challenges.
If he's smart, he will accept it.
So just so we're clear, so everyone understands, you've already sent an offer to Canelo to fight Terence Crawford if Terence Crawford wins tonight.
But if he doesn't, I want Ortiz.
You want Ortiz? Virgil Ortiz versus Terence Crawford.
Crawford looked like a worn-out car slogging up a hill. Terence cannot compete with Canelo or any of the top 5 fighters at 168. Putting Crawford against David Benavidez would be a mismatch. Canelo would be ready to fight Crawford, but only if his financial demands are met.
Before I'm not asking for that fight. They want to make that fight because it's a payday, obviously.
Reported net worth of $250 million, Alvarez is extremely rich. Alvarez, so wealthy that he can't be pressured into fighting anyone, be it Crawford, Benavidez, or any other boxer, unless the money given satisfies him. Canelo is already immensely rich, with money constantly pouring in regardless of who he faces. In a lengthy interview with Ariel Helwani Turki, Alalshikh shared his ambitious plans for the future of boxing, highlighting some important fights he was working on or hoping to organize. The conversation revealed Alalshikh's passion and determination to elevate the sport, hoping to bring some of the most exciting matchups to a global audience.
Crawford needs to fight Teofimo first, and then we'll see, right?
Alalshikh stated his vision for his next major boxing event, saying, "My idea is to make a big card and make the world see it soon. I'm being honest with you. I'm working on the Canelo and Crawford show, and I want this fight. And we are thinking of doing it in America, because we want a huge and biggest stadium and big PPV. We want to do it at the end of the year or beginning of the second year." His words showed a commitment to creating a monumental event, aiming for the biggest venues and the broadest possible audience to watch the clash between these two boxing giants, despite his enthusiasm. Alalshikh voiced frustration with some of the hurdles he faced in making these events happen. "I hope no one stands in our way of doing something like this from the organizers or the belts, because in the end, if we want it, we will do it. I am very angry, and I don't understand why the IBF put a forced stop on Canelo very soon and they do it like this for the third time with us. We don't understand it, especially from the IBF. I hope they understand this lesson, because in the end we don't want the fighters to step down from his belts if this is necessary." Turki Alalshikh also shared his thoughts on dream matchups he would love to see in the ring dream fight. Of course, Tyson versus Joshua. Canelo versus Crawford, Benavidez with Bivol or Arter, if he gets smart, and I know this is a dream fight I like, but they must match the weight together. He explained his ideal matchups, showcasing his knowledge of the sport and his desire to see the best fighters go head-to-head. Alalshikh vision extended beyond just arranging fights. He tried to create events that would capture boxing fans worldwide. Addressing the potential fight between Gervonta Davis and Naoya Inoue, Alalshikh said, "If Davis and Inoue hit the right weight and give us the right proposal, we can deliver it, and this is a message from me to you to them." Also, his statement showed his readiness to facilitate such a match provided the fighters could meet the necessary airy conditions. Alalshikh also had a special message for the promoters of Naoya Inoue, asking them to expand his reach beyond Japan. "But there are important things, and this is a message for Honda and Inoue. Please, please, please. He's a great boxer. Don't keep him fighting only inside Japan. Make the world see it. Make him come to us. Make him fight in Saudi Arabia, in America, in London. We're ready to talk about it. He's a great boxer. It will be a shame if he quits after some years, and 95 or 99% of his fights are inside Japan." He emphasized the importance of showcasing a new's talent on a global stage, thinking that the fighter earned broader recognition and opportunities. Alalshikh's vision for boxing was clear. He wanted to break down boundaries and bring the sport's best talent to the forefront, allowing fans around the world to witness extraordinary airy matchups. His commitment to this goal was evident in his interesting remarks and unwavering determination to overcome the challenges posed by promoters, sanctioning bodies, and logistical hurdles, reflecting on his plans and the obstacles he faced. Alalshikh stayed resolute in his mission to elevate boxing after losing to Bivol. "He's been looking for easier fights ever since, and I'm not the one who's afraid of fighting Benavidez or Crawford," he said. criticizing Alvarez's latest fight, HT Chosas. His pointed comments illustrated his unhappiness with the current state of boxing and his desire to push for more competitive and thrilling matchups. Alalshikh's ambitious plans and outspoken approach highlighted his dedication to transforming the sport of boxing. His vision extended beyond individual fights to a broader goal of making boxing more accessible and exciting for fans worldwide. And by targeting high-profile matchups and advocating for fighters like Hoya to gain international exposure, Alalshikh wanted to create a new era of boxing that would capture the imagination of audiences everywhere. Oscar de la Hoya also joined Turki Alalshikh to bring major boxing fights to fruition. De la Hoya recently attended the US debut of Riyadh season at the Stadium in Los Angeles. This event was headlined by a junior middleweight title fight between Terence Crawford and WBA champion Israel Madrimov in an exciting bout. Crawford emerged victorious, securing his place as a 4-division world champion following his win. Crawford called out Mexican star Canelo Alvarez for a possible mega fight. Turki Alalshikh stated keen interest in making the Canelo vs. Crawford matchup a reality, seeing it as the next big event in the boxing world. De la Hoya had nothing but respect for his excellency Turki Alalshikh and his interest in boxing. Look, the one thing I respect about you, Excellency Turki Alalshikh, is that he wants to make the best fights. De la Hoya said his words highlighted Al-Sheikh's dedication to organizing top-tier boxing events and his commitment to the sport during a school charity event in Clark County, Nevada. De la Hoya addressed the media, stressing that the financial offers made by Alalshikh were reasonable. He pointed out that some fighters, like Canelo Alvarez, demand unrealistic sums of money, effectively pricing themselves out of possible fights. According to De la Hoya, this behavior shows a reluctance to compete rather than a genuine desire to face the best opponents. De la Hoya explained that's basically a lot of fighters, they price themselves out so the fans lose and we can't watch those fights. Now Turki's coming in paying money, but he is not paying absurd amounts that fighters are not worth. He is being sensible and paying G premiums. A perfect example is Canelo asking $200 million to fight Crawford. In other words, that means he doesn't want to fight. That's basically it. I just feel that Turki is a breath of fresh air. He is making the fights people want to see, and we are all working king together. De la Hoya's comments were a clear criticism of fighters who set their price tags so high that it became impossible to negotiate fights, thereby depriving fans of seeing these highly anticipated matchups. He noted that the Alalshikh method to financing fights was balanced and aimed at ensuring the sport's integrity and entertainment value beyond the potential in the Canelo vs. Crawford fight. Fans have also accused Canelo of dodging other difficult opponents. One famous example is undefeated super middleweight David Benavidez. Canelo allegedly requested the same $200 million to fight Benavidez and stated that he didn't need to face him because his reputation was already established. This demand has fueled further speculation that Canelo is avoiding tough competitors in order to keep his standing without risking defeat. De la Hoya's comments were mostly on the challenges in organizing major fights when top-tier fighters set their demands at exorbitant levels. Despite these challenges, Alalshikh remains dedicated to bringing the best fights to the fans through his investment in boxing and efforts to create reasonable financial agreements show genuine passion for the sport and a desire to see it thrive. But everyone around the sport has been attacking Canelo, even Benavidez himself. David Benavidez recently addressed comments from Canelo Alvarez on Instagram, reaffirming his opinion that he deserves a fight with the Mexican superstar and accusing Canelo of fear. Benavidez responded sharply to Canelo's demand for $50 to $200 million for a fight, questioning the logic behind such a high price for a match against an opponent he thinks is undervalued. In his Instagram post, Benavidez challenged Canelo's stance, saying, "At the rate Canelo has, if I have nothing to offer, then why are you demanding you get $150 million to fight someone who isn't worth anything? Hopefully, after you make that $150 million, you have enough left over to buy a pair of nuts." Despite his vocal criticism, Benavidez appears to be moving on from the chase of a fight with Canelo. He has recently decided to fight against Alexander Gick in the light heavyweight division. This fight was a strategic move for Benavidez as he aimed to position himself for a possible showdown with the winner of the Dimitri Bivol vs. Artur Beterbiev undisputed clash.
I think that's the one of the biggest fights that can be made.
I don't. Maybe, who knows? But he brings nothing to that table for me.
But for now, we can all agree that it's only fair if Canelo takes a fight with either Crawford or Benavidez. What do you think? Share your ideas in the comment section below. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more information. See you in the next one.